Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are very pleased to have Melissa Jurik from Theater Under the Stars. She is going to talk to us about all of their programming. And as you may or may not know, they were one of the recipients of one of our inaugural grants last year. So we're very excited to hear what they've been up to and what their plans are going forward. So I'm going to turn it over to Melissa now.
Thank you so much. First, let me begin by introducing, excuse me, just one second. I want to thank everybody, or thank Impact 100 for inviting Theater Under the Stars and me on their behalf to be part of this member education event. It was such an honor for Theater Under the Stars to be selected as the inaugural Arts and Culture finalist for Impact 100's first grant. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about Theater Under the Stars, what we've got going on, and a little bit more details about the program that your grant funded, which is called The River. I'm going to start off telling you a little bit about myself. Oh, well, actually, are we starting the slideshow?
I'll pull it up right now.
Okay, we have a slideshow, so.
Oops, wrong one. Oh, excuse me. Technical difficulties here. Let me get this started. I'm going to stop my video while I figure it out. If you want to get started, just Melissa, I'll pull it up right now.
Awesome. So my name is Melissa Jurik, and I am the interim development director here at Theater Under the Stars. I've been here a little over a year. And I started as institutional giving. So I was the one that submitted the grant for Theater Under the Stars for the Impact 100. And, but oddly enough, this is my second time at TUTS. I was originally here in 2022 and 2027 as a corporate giving officer. And then I took a sabbatical to raise my two children who are now in high school. I am incredibly passionate about Theater Under the Stars and its important place in Houston's vibrant and dynamic arts community.
Can I move on to the next slide?
Yeah, so before I get too far into my remarks, I want to just take a few minutes and introduce those who are unfamiliar about Theater Under the Stars and the many programs that we are shepherding all throughout the community. This is a little peek behind the curtain that will illustrate how much more we are than just the masterful storytelling that you see on stages throughout the year. So if you could go ahead and click the video.
Sure.
The idea of Houston's home for musical theater is not a new idea. This was Frank Young's original vision all the way back to 1968 to bring a community together.
TUTS was formed because Frank saw a hole in the fabric of our society. He set about creating an organization that would provide quality arts and arts education for Houstonians.
We have the opportunity to make Houston the place where people come to see world-class musical theater that they can't see on Broadway, they can't see on any other stage in the world.
We are so much more than what you see on our stage. We are a community service organization.
Theater Under the Stars is home to two schools, the Humphrey School for Musical Theater, which offers technique-based training in singing, dancing, and acting for young people with a passion for the performing arts. And The River, which provides arts education to students with disabilities, allowing them to find their own unique voices.
TUTS TUTS also presents the Tommy Tune Awards. This annual event celebrates excellence in high school musical theater. It is also our most enthusiastic and loudest audience of the year.
Our newest initiative is Public Works Houston, where we involve members of the community in creating ambitious works of theater. It all culminates in a spectacular production at Miller Outdoor Theater, free to the community, but the program has an impact far beyond the stage.
When you buy a ticket to a Theater Under the Stars show, when you make a donation to Theater Under the Stars, you're not just helping to support the work that you're seeing on stage. You're helping to support our 2 schools, our community engagement programs. You're helping us to support other nonprofits. We are one community, and we can only do so much as a singular organization, but as a collective, the impact is palpable.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kristen. Can you just go to the next?
Sure.
All right, so Theater Under the Stars was founded 53 years ago by Frank Young and a handful of spirited performers who had this vision of making musical theater accessible to all Houstonians. We performed in venues all throughout Houston for over 30 years, including Miller Outdoor Theater and the music hall that is the current site of where the Hobby Center. In 2002, we moved into the Hobby Center, and we have been there ever since. And that is where our administrative offices are, and our rehearsal studios, and the Humphrey School Musical Theater is housed in the Humphrey School. Over the past few decades that we have been in the Hobby Center, the appreciation and demand for high quality musical theater and our education programs have just continued to grow and become in more demand. Our desire is to become a national and locally renowned organization that is a top tier arts organization. We want to be a cultural destination for Houston and the surrounding region. And it's very important that we're a collaborative artistic force that values the surrounding region. Our artistic director is Dan Konechkis, and our executive director is Hillary Hart. And they really lead us in our core values that align with a commitment to enrich the Houston community through musical theater. Our community impact, that's kind of what really sets us apart. We reach over 200,000 people each year through our programs on the stage and then what we're doing in the community. Our education and community outreach, which includes the River, the Humphrey School, but also some collaborative initiatives like Public Works, where we partner with Dress for Success Houston, Wesley Community Center, and New Hope Housing Read, bringing musical theater programs to help their community. We also have a collaboration with Arts and Medicine at the Children's Memorial Herman, and we have art therapy programs basically there. Those programs altogether, they impact 50,000 people in our community. Something that really sets TUTS apart is that we self-produce our own shows. So we hire local talent, people backstage. In total, we hire more than 600 people a year: artists, stagehands, community teachers, musicians, photographers. Our
Like Melissa might be having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Just bear with us for a second. Melissa, can you hear us? Looks like she's gonna have to sign back in, maybe.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what.
Here. Are you there, Melissa? Melissa? Seems like maybe we've got a bad connection here.
Maybe. Let me leave
if you
and come back.
sometimes just going off
Let me-
camera.
Let me see. For some reason, my Wi-Fi is just really low, so I'm worried.
Maybe if
I'm
you turn
wondering if I
off
should
your,
put this up.
yeah. Well, you seem better right now. Do you want to pick it back up?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can try to join my mobile hotspot. Sorry about that.
No problem. And while you're doing that, we had a few additional attendees join. So I just want to introduce you to those who have met missed you. This is Melissa Jurik, and she is the, do I have a right, development director at TUTS?
That's correct. Yeah.
Great. So we're very pleased to have her here to talk to us about what TUTS is doing these days.
Okay, I'm just trying to get on my mobile hotspot just in case. I don't know why my Wi-Fi would be low here, but it's the new normal, right?
Absolutely. We've all been there.
Okay, and this is being recorded, and so you can go back and there's a little video that you may have missed that just had a little introduction of TUTS. And you can just go to the next slide.
Sure.
Thanks. All right, this is the boring, albeit important stuff. I promise this is the only pie chart that you're going to see today. But TUTS ticket sales represent about 60% of our overall revenue. Contributions make up just under 35%. And then our education tuition, that's 4% or about 5% of our overall revenue. Our goal is to move this more towards a 50-50 model. We're working on building these lasting relationships with our donors and try to strengthen that relationship. That will help build a more resilient TUTS, which we've discovered the importance of between Harvey and the COVID pandemic, that relying on ticket sales is a little bit more challenging. You never know what's going to happen. Our contributed revenue, that's made up of all different sources. 40% comes from our individuals, special events like our Lights Up Gala that we're going to have on October 7th at the Historian, and our Leading Ladies Luncheon that we have each spring at Tony's Restaurant. That makes up 16% of our contributed revenue. Foundations like Impact 100, that make up 15%. And then government funding, which is the Texas Commission of the Arts, and then the City of Houston and Houston Arts Alliance, which is funded through the hotel occupancy tax, which thankfully is coming back now that we're seeing more conventions and return to tourism to Houston. That is just over 10% of our budget. Corporations make up 8%. And then this year we had a unique, we needed COVID relief to kind of get over the last 2 years that we were closed. And then whether you know it or not, but we had it closed, we had to close our performance in December of Little Mermaid 10 performances early because we had COVID outbreak in the cast and crew, which happened at, that was basically Omicron, which a lot of venues around Houston had cancellations in December. It was quite devastating for us. So we kicked into action. Our donors kicked in a lot of support, and something that really helped was a lot of our ticket buyers, they donated the tickets that were canceled back instead of asking for refunds that they could have absolutely asked for. And that was a huge help to our organization. And we're very grateful for the generosity of those ticket buyers who made that decision. You can go on, and I'm done talking about the money. So as you heard in the video, we do have 2 training programs. We have the River and Humphrey School Musical Theater. The River Performing and Visual Arts Center, it serves children and young adults with disabilities ages 4 to 25 years of age. Our students have stayed with us. We have some that have stayed with us for over 20 years. Our program is intent on filling the void in the greater Houston region, since most people with disabilities do not have access to the arts education. It's a vitally important program. This last year was our 25th anniversary, and I'm going to get a little bit more into the details of exactly what different programs we do with the River. Our other training program is the Humphrey School of Musical Theater, and it's a technique-driven year-round curriculum of classes, workshops, seasonal camps. It's divided into 2 tracks: open enrollment, which is it's basically more recreational, open to anybody ages 4 to 19, even those who ultimately have no interest in pursuing a performing arts career. And then we have the Academy, which is our older students, 11 to 19. It's an audition program. And those who have indicated an interest in having a career in the arts. We do have some notable alumni. If anybody's watching Stranger Things, Sadie Sink, who plays Max, is actually Humphrey School alumni. And she was Annie on our main stage a number of seasons ago. So we're excited to see her doing so well. Many of our students in the Humphrey School and the River are given the opportunity to engage and work alongside our Broadway caliber talent and our cast in our main stage productions. That's an aspect that is just an incredible opportunity that is only available with an organization like TUTS. And we're very proud of being able to do that. We also offer scholarships for all of our programs. So any program that we have, that we're taking tuition for, we offer scholarships, and we distribute thousands and thousands every year of scholarships on an ongoing basis. You can go ahead. And this next video is just a little video that's going to give you a little inside view of the River. Then we showed this at our gala last year, which was honoring the 25th anniversary of the River. Go ahead. Oh, perfect.
Kathy and Bob Binstock are the founders of the River. As a mother, I've always found so much inspiration in Kathy's story. She had 3 daughters. Her youngest daughter wanted to go to dance school just like her older sisters had. She had mild cerebral palsy, and the few dance schools that she brought her to, they turned her away because of her disability. So she decided that every child deserves the richness of an arts education. And she started the River with 1 dance class, 7 little girls. And 25 years later, we've served about 40,000 students.
Now, as we look and see all the different programs that the River has and the number of students, the number of people that it can reach, that I think fulfills the vision that Kathy and Bob had from the very beginning.
Inclusivity and accessibility is important to the world. It is important to TUTS that arts represents the world that we live in. And if we want to see ourselves or should see ourselves on stage, it's important that every aspect of what is seen on stage represents the community.
People with developmental disabilities are part of our life, part of our community. Too many businesses don't treat them that way. They treat them as separate. But TUTS is really bringing them in. They're part of the core of what they do. And it's the way that we should all think about how we engage these diverse communities.
Arts touches the heart. It goes deeper. It's not just an experience with the mind, but it's an experience with your whole entire self. And so when I see kids at the river who may not have been allowed or included before knowing the Benstock story, my heart just aches because that spirit is still in those kids. They still want to perform. They still want to feel that music, and maybe in some ways they feel it even deeper. You see these children that have that same love, that same hunger, that same drive, and you know that disability has not stopped them from seeing the world, seeing musical theaters, and knowing, like, I still feel home, I still feel this place, and knowing that musicals still do that to you, whether you are typical or not. It's everybody coming together, and they all support each other. And so whether it's somebody who is working at the river, then they still support what's going on at the main stage. And the main stage definitely includes the river and allowing some of their students to audition and be a part of the main stage shows, as well as the Humphrey School kids that get to do that. And I think it's just so exciting to not just do art, but also birth art.
One of my favorite things is when I'm watching the river performance troupe, is to not watch the students, is to turn and watch the parents. Because I see those mothers and fathers who for so many years have wanted their children to have opportunities. And the river and TUTS have given them those opportunities.
I think Jessica will take from her time at the river really good friendships, great memories, and also confidence, the ability to jump on a big stage, a small stage, any stage, and be really confident and happy.
It makes the day better for one child. And if you can make it better for one child, then maybe that can get passed on to another child and another. And so eventually the ripple effect gets out to where the world can be changed.
Great, thank you so much. The River is just a program that we're immensely proud of. We put a lot of care and love into this program, and it really is making a profound difference in the lives of many students every day. So I'm just going to give you a little insight into the program that is funded by Impact 100, so you could see a little bit about what your funding and what difference your funding had this year. So during the primary school year, we have Saturday classes. So those are in 2 sessions from September to November, then January to March. We offer a variety of classes, different levels for different age groups in art, visual art, dance, acting, singing, and they're offered up 4 and up. We do not put a cap on our age on our students because we've found that once our students are even adults, they still want to be part of these programs, and they have just made lifelong friends. And so we continue engaging and growing to meet those students' needs, and that's very important for this program. We have a registered nurse at all times, which is a great comfort to the parents that they don't have to worry about that. And then each semester is capped with a public recital for friends and family, because we'd love to see at the end of the day, the students get that opportunity to shine for our students. Or we have some students who prefer the visual arts. They're shyer, so they don't want to be on stage. And so we also have an art gallery at every performance to show their visual artwork. This year, we distributed over $2,500 in scholarships for the river for just these Saturday classes. We have another round of scholarships. If you go on to the next one, going to go on to talk about our summer camp that's going on right now. Well, it's going to be starting actually next week. So we have 6 weeks, full day summer camps. They're themed. This is open to our root students in the river, and then also any siblings. We have camp offerings, which is a great convenience to our parents. So we have, next week will be audition boot camp. Then we have Sing, Sing, Sing the following week. After July 4th, the week of July 11th, so we're gonna have a Wild West theme. And then July 18th, movie musicals. And then July 25th to 29th, Celebrating Divas. And then August 1st through 5th, Inclusive Arts Showcase, which will lead up to our actual performance that we'll be talking about in a little bit. This year, we distributed $2,475 in scholarships for these summer camps. And each session culminates on that Friday with a performance recital. And if any of you would like to come, it's at the West Gray Metropolitan Multi-Service Center, which is in a fully accessible facility that's run by Houston Recreation Department. And that is a great way. You're more than welcome to come. If you want to come on a Friday and join us, I'll be happy to meet you or send you the details. And it's an amazing way to cap your day. I just promise you, there's nothing like seeing these kids just shine on stage. You can go next one. So this year we have a new Director of Education, Laura P. And a program that she brought to us is the Academy Musical Theater production. It's a fully staged musical that students can enroll in and perform. They perform it in Zilka Hall. Our very first production was just in May, and we found that we had it fully open. It was open to the entire community. We had students from Humphrey School. We had students from the river. We also had students who were new to TUTS participate in this. And if you enroll, you're guaranteed a role in the production. And they had actually enough people, they had 80 people enroll in Into the Woods. So they actually had 2 full casts. And then we had a weekend of performances at Zilka Hall. So they were fully staged, and we had a professional choreographer and director. It was a great learning opportunity for the students. And again, like we offer all of our scholarships, we do offer scholarships for that. And we had over 5,000 scholarships that were awarded to be part of Into the Woods. I have this one final video, and it's just going to give you a little peek inside what that looks like. It was a really great program.
Hi, my name is Annie Blitz. I'm 10 years old, and I am doing the production of Into the Woods.
My name is Jake. I've been at the river Simply for 9 years, going on 10. For Into the Woods, I play Grandpa and a giant.
Hi, my name is Annabelle Cody. I have been at the Humphrey School of Musical Theater since 2019. In this production of Into the Woods, I play the wolf. I like how sassy and kind of mean this character is. I don't play a lot of mean girls, so this is actually really fun for me.
Hi, my name is Abby. I went to the river since 14 years. In this play of Into the Woods, I am being Goldilocks. She loves to eat porridge, and she loves to break baby bear's chair, which I'm not going to do.
So when I auditioned first, it was really nerve-wracking, but once I got into the cast, it was just really, really fun to work with new people.
I loved working with the costume department because they were so caring and made sure I was comfortable in what I was wearing. My costume is just so fantastic. It's so amazing. I love it.
I gave them the idea of giving me gray hair along with the costume that I'm wearing. So I think that'll be fun.
What I like most about playing a duckling is being with everybody else in the duckling group. It's really fun because we get to do everything together, and I've made a bunch of new friends.
I love doing art, dance, acting, music, all the fun stuff. Where all the magic begins.
I really do enjoy working with the students from the river. I think it gives a new take on theater. And I think that the energy that everybody brings, especially the river students, adds to the community.
I am honestly like nervous every time because I don't know if I'm gonna mess up or not. But I'm pretty professional since I've been in this for a good long time. So
I really like learning the choreography because it's also interesting and creative, and it's not what I usually do. This is a little more technical, and it's really fun to learn all about that. Dwayne and Betty Marie have been hilarious because they'll just give us these funny words to work with, and these weird movements that were always kind of like, what is happening? But it always turns out to look amazing, and the choreo and the acting is just so crazy. It's just so fun to work with everybody in the TUTS team. It's such an experience that it's unlike anything else you can do, and musical theater is for everyone. Thank you so much for coming to see our show.
Awesome. Okay. So we have one more musical theater production just coming up this summer that you might want to come and share with your older children. We're going to be doing Bring It On, and it's actually with the camp. We're doing a full cheer camp in conjunction with that. It is sold out, so but we're very excited about that. That it had a lot of activity. Our performances are July 8th, 9th, and 10th, and I have the times here, and you can go to our website, tuts.com, if you're interested in buying tickets and coming to that. It should be a lot of fun. And we do have some river students that'll be in that, of course. And of course, we're going to end. So on Friday, August 5th, we have our Inclusive Art Showcase. It'll be at Kinder HSPVA at 7 p.m., free general admission. And I believe that Impact 100 is organizing a group membership activity to come see that. So I hope everybody will come and see that incredible event celebrating inclusion and everything that TUTS is about at the core of its mission.
Can I ask you to tell us a little bit more about what the Inclusive Arts Showcase does? Does
Sure.
it pull from different groups or?
Yes, so it's basically kind of a collaboration with our entire education department. And so it's seen as something that our Humphrey School students, our River students, it's very student driven. So it's a variety show format. So you may have two students who, we have two students, they love ballroom dancing. So they're going to put together a number that they work together with one of our artist teachers to create a ballroom dance number. You may have some students do spoken word of things that they've written. And then you have a few musical numbers that our teachers put together with them. So it's a little variety show format that has Humphrey School, River students performing together. And it's just a great celebration and tremendous program.
That sounds great. And yes, stay tuned. We will send out more information about that, how our members can attend. So
yes. Yeah, we'll have a group of tickets that we're reserving for Impact 100, but it's free to the public. So
great.
And this is I'm going to read this to you. We just last week received this heartfelt letter from one of our parents of the River. Asher has been in our program for 2 years now, and his mother just really wanted to express what a profound impact the river has had on his life. So I'm just going to read this to you to kind of end up our time before we go into questions. His mom wrote, 100 thank yous isn't enough for the impact that being part of Into the Woods has made in our son, Asher. For context, he was 8 years old when we decided to homeschool him. Asher was enamored with the Rockettes, but a social skills teacher was stumped because he was familiar with little boys that loved sports. Asher would sit alone looking at an old Radio City Music Hall spectacular program. The principal had managed to save, and that same social skills teacher had nicknamed him Sad Asher. He was struggling academically and socially, but we knew that school just wasn't right fit for him. When we enrolled him at the river, our hope was that we had finally found a place where he could sing, dance, be himself. It was a dream that maybe he'd make a friend. We'd start to see him grow with every class, every performance, but nothing prepared us for the growth that we would see with him participating in Into the Woods. His reading fluency increased as he read and reread the script and practiced the song. Reading comprehension increased as he watched the script come to life. He started effortlessly crossing his midline, which is imperative for both sides of the brain to communicate. Mr. Dwayne's choreography was an incredible brain workout. His attention span increased as he was super motivated to listen to all of the directions that Miss Laura and her creative team gave him. He made friends. Our little boy that spent so much time alone at school made friends. Just last week, someone sent me a selfie that they took with him. At 11 years old, he has found a place where he feels he has grown in independence, is even motivated to do things on his own at home. We're seeing the dreams that we had for him coming to fruition, and we're now allowing ourselves to hope again and dream bigger dreams with him. Temple Grandin, autism advocate, often speaks of the profound difference it made in her life to have participated in special interest groups with typical peers. This is TUTS for Asher. We really can't thank Ms. Laura, her creative team, supportive staff, and the TUTS Scholarship Committee enough for the impact that being part of this production has made in Asher's life. We can't wait to do it all again, to be in another TUTS musical and to see his friends. He still looks at all the pictures, watches the rehearsal videos, and reads through the script every day. So with that, we'll just go to the next slide and close. And I just wanted to share, I was incredibly touched with Asher's testimony, and I hope that makes your day, and knowing that your funding really made that possible. So thank you to Impact 100, and I hope to see you on August 5th so you can see everything in action in person.
Wow, Melissa, thank you so much for sharing that. So for everyone who's on the call, we would love to open it up to any questions you have about specifics about any of the programs, or just general questions. And while I give everyone a second to think about what they might want to ask, I'd love to hear more about how do students find you through the scholarship program? Is there some kind of outreach through schools, or how does that work?
We do. That's an excellent question. And we actually, on our website, if you go to tuts.com under our education, we do have information about scholarships for all of our programs. So right under the enroll button, there's a button that says, scholarships. And so basically what we do is we have a metric that is based on household income and how many people are in the house and all of that. And then based on that percentage, it is our commitment to make it affordable. So it is, children are not denied because of lack of resources to be part of a TUTS program. So if you know of anybody that has been shown interest in doing this, but didn't think that they had the resources to pay for it, please reach out to me and I will share that information, but it is readily available on our website, and we, raise money for those funds that we want to make that within reach. So thanks for that question.
That's wonderful. And looks like we had someone write in a question. Let's see. Kelly is asking, Kelly's saying, honestly, it just sounds super cool. I'm glad to know more about it. Thanks, Kelly. Anyone else have any questions about, I'm just fascinated about the River program because I grew up in Beaumont and we always came to Theater Under the Stars performances. And I just had no idea that there was this whole other element. And maybe it hadn't started by that point, but what a great natural, bring in that spring of talent coming into your organization with the commitment to hiring local people and featuring local artists. So I love hearing more about the River Showcase or the River program. Are there any plans for the future to expand any of that, or what is the next 5 to 10 years for TUTS?
So I'll tell you, right now we're kind of in early plans. We're busting at the seams in our facility, especially with rehearsal studios. So when TUTS has a self-produced shows, that generally means 2 to 3 weeks of rehearsals. Then we go into the theater for a week of tech, and then we open. And so we're utilizing those rehearsal spaces. It makes it harder. And it is an ideal having the River at the multi-services center and Humphrey School, and where our administrative offices is. So we have plans. We're joining forces with Rice Management Company with the Ion District, which is kind of in Midtown Houston. It's a 16-acre facility that Rice Management Company owns and are developing. And we are going to be part of a arts and cultural center hub. And we're going to be opening up in their first phase. They've opened up the Sears Roebuck building, and yes, Ion is so cool, and I highly recommend if you have an opportunity. There's a few restaurants in there you can check out. It's a really amazing innovation hub, and the whole idea is synergy and collaboration. And so we want to take kind of the TUTS spirit and be part of that. And so we're hoping in 2025, we're hoping in the next year or so we can be launching our full capital campaign, but we would like to have a arts education center there that will house both the River Education, Academy Musical Productions, have a small black box theater where we can develop new works, and have our administrative offices there as well. So that's kind of the next big exciting step for Theater Under the Stars. So we're really excited about that.
That's wonderful. Very exciting. And yes, I agree that Ion is very cool. For anyone who hasn't had a chance to check it out, you should.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that it really is drawing in all of the innovative concepts that are already happening around Houston and bringing them all into one place where new ideas can grow. So that's wonderful to know that TUTS will be there too. Does anyone else have any more questions they'd like to? You're welcome to type it out if you don't feel like speaking up. No, okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Melissa.
Thank you. And I hope please visit our website, join our mailing list, or follow us on any social media to kind of keep up to date on what we're doing. We're always buzzing and doing stuff. And we try to have some fun Instagram feeds. So, and we're really looking to make that more robust as we move into the coming season. But this is a great opportunity. I really appreciate it. We love Impact 100. We're so grateful.
Well, thank you. It was such a pleasure to speak with you. And we're so happy to hear about how the funds were used. And everyone who's an Impact 100 member, look forward to hearing more about the showcase that's happening in August so that we can all coordinate to go together.
Terrific.
So thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.